base it on walking because that's something I like, and I think it helps with your mental as well as your physical health. But it was also something that everybody was allowed to do. A lot of people suddenly had the opportunity to look at their own place through walking, and new paths were actually formed. And it really helped them to discover their own place. I think there is something in this. So, yesterday I started on Ben Macdui, the highest part of Aberdeenshire. In fact, it's also the second highest mountain in the UK. So that's quite amazing. But we also have to see. And the valley section idea is to walk from mountain to sea and meet many people on the way and see what they do today and what they have done during the COVID time and how that has affected them. My grandmother was a minister. When people visited her, they signed a cloth that was hanging in her dining room, and at Christmas she kind of stitched them. I took inspiration from this thing, and that's what I'm doing, sort of that people can sign in the places roughly where they live and talk about their very personal experiences during the COVID lockdown here in Aberdeenshire. The tablecloth is a real opportunity as a talking point, and because I invite people for meals and I invite people for cups of tea and a drink, I put out the tablecloth every time we sit together. And then in the evening, when I have time, I start stitching, like now.
So suddenly staying in Aberdeenshire was one of the greatest things because you could go out.
Yeah.
I mean, even that hour, you could go miles and not see anybody.
I had a friend and she and I buddied up, and so we shared one night a week. We would cook for each other. So I think that made a huge difference to both of us actually, to have that bubble.
During lockdown, I had lots of crafts and skills to call upon. It was lonely. I'm not saying I was lonely, I was lonesome, but I'd always got something to do.
And I just walked a lot, you know, we went around. Claire and I.
Where did you walk?
Well, we explored quite a bit of Aberdeenshire, you know, we did different routes. I mean, mainly sort of low level, small hills or, you know, hills, places that we hadn't been.
I consistently thought my sister's got a flat in the town, and I just couldn't stop thinking about people who were living in high-rise flats and things like that in the town. Absolutely.
We're all, us humans, were stuck indoors and locked down and restrictions and so forth. Because I suddenly thought, oh, nature is just out there again. So I had a trail camera, and I put a trail camera in various places, and it was a delight to see so many animals just wandering about, happily not being disturbed by too many people. And there was, even at the bottom of the garden,
For me, it is a walk that inspired by Patrick Geddes, who was a philosopher and community planner from Ballata and was an amazing thinker and created the idea of the valley section. When you talk to people who are very different age groups, very different demographies, very different economic situations, there isn't one opinion, but really what people treasured is having more time, spending more time with family, the outdoors, appreciating your own neighborhood and be tourist in my own place. And that's what I heard from lots of people. What I really would like to encourage people their own walk and find ways of doing this, because at the end of the day my walk is not a new one. This is just daisy chaining, connecting different paths that are already in existence, and that's really all I have done. It's a bit like the embroidery, could go into all kind of directions. Nobody said you have to do it like this. I could have done it like this, like this. And so a walk can be long or it can be very short. It can be for people who like walking a lot, or people who have really no time and no money, but can really use the opportunity to walk around their own place, because it's free. That's the other thing.